Hello, my loves. And thank you so much for being here. If you're new, welcome to the family. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so grateful for you. Today we're going to step into the energy of the sign of Gemini. And I invite you to take what resonates and to leave what doesn't. To everyone that has liked, shared, subscribed, and supported my page, thank you. If you've booked a personal reading, or even if you've donated to this channel or others, I appreciate you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your love and energy means so much to me. Please understand that. And if you're feeling called to get a personal reading with me, please schedule through my website, embracingmactress.com. The link is in the description below. I'm truly honored to be a messenger for the divine and for you. And I'm grateful to bring forward guidance, clarity, and healing, if you will allow, and to help you navigate life with more love, strength, and faith. So let's take a deep breath together and we get into your energy. All right? Okay, so here we go. Thanks again for finding me, for those that are new. I'm so grateful to be your messenger. Gemini. What does Holy Spirit need you to know right now? Okay, cards are flying. All right. Right out the gate, let me turn a light on here so we can get some more light on these cards. Okay, there we go. Okay, so right out the gate, Spirit of the Fog. You may be unclear or confused about something, and you may feel like there's a lot of shady energy coming at you right now, Gemini, okay? You could feel like maybe your thoughts are not working properly, or that you're not seeing things the way that you need to be seeing them, because there's some sort of haze over you or over your usual normal vision, okay? That's the only way that it can be told to you. I feel like Gemini generally has a good outlook on most things, okay? But right now, you're not able to see anything clearly. So you have blockages going on. It could be blockages coming from, your thought pattern, your ways. It could be from other people that may be imposing upon your time or your energy. Could shift you a bit. Let's see what's next. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Spirit of the Sun. Energy, vitality, and resurrection. You can feel like everything today or recently has been draining you, taking you from your life force energy. You guys are really, into nature, into fitness, into wellness, etc. But you could feel like everything is draining you or taking you off your normal path, okay? You could feel like people are doing things as well to manipulate your energy or to take away from you, to the point that you are always in an emotional state. Even if you're not saying anything outwardly, you're holding quiet, but you're holding in that emotional status that you're currently in, right? You're sitting in an emotional type of energy right now, okay? And some of you may feel that it's like some sort of despair. You're dealing with a soulmate connection. Some of you could be married. Some of you could be in a relationship or in a situationship. However, you're drawn to this person. You guys may have broken up and gotten back together a few times here. You felt like this person was someone that was special to you and that they were fated to you in some way, or they felt like this about you. One or both of you could have told the other one that you felt like you belonged to them or to you, etc. Take it how it resonates for you, but The energy coming through is that this is a divine union that we're speaking about. Okay, some sort of counterpart situation or soulmate that has, or the situation has drained someone. And someone's doing everything in their power to remain calm. I need to find ways to be relaxed. I need to find ways to, get my mind off of the things that I'm going through or whatever it is that I'm experiencing in this union or with these friends or with this job. For some of you, if this is not a relationship, but for those of you that this is a relationship, someone here may be going to the water just to clear your mind. Okay, you may be sitting at the water to make sure that you cleanse. Yep. Marriage, commitment, some sort of union here is coming through. Okay, someone here could be engaged to be married as well. If you're not married, but you've been in your head and you feel like you can't say what you want, you can't do what you want, you're in some sort of imprisonment in your mind. You feel like since, this situation has been in your life, you can think about the good times, of course, but it looks like, for the most part, this energy coming through is one that has kept you unstable. And some of you are wondering why, because, you've done everything that you feel like you need to do. You feel like you're showing up each day. And making a conscious decision to make something work. But let's clarify these cards and see what is going on. Okay, look, in your head, you're saying, I have worked on this. I have dedicated myself. I have extended my stamina, meaning I have tapped out, physically. There's that card right here with the vitality, okay? I have tapped out because I've given all that I can, but I feel like my work is not being recognized. I feel like the time and energy that I've put into something is not being acknowledged, or I'm not getting my just due, or someone is not loving me properly. Someone is not giving me what I need. Because as I continue to work, I feel like everything that's coming from this person is dead. Or I feel like they make me feel like I'm dead because the life that needs to be poured into me, or someone needing to pour into me, is just not happening, okay? I feel like I do everything, right? With this relationship, I feel like I'm the one that has to be strong all the time. I'm the one that's being the leader. I'm the one that's paying the bills. I'm the one that's doing everything I need to do. Or I'm the one that's going out each day and trying to make a way. Or I'm trying to make a vision for my family. But this person just leaves me to do everything, or they do not see my vision, or they keep me working alone, or keep me striving alone, right? So I try my best to do whatever I can to stay calm and tranquil and relaxed, right? And to keep some sort of buzz of creativity, or to tap into different things that I'm interested in, different talents or, passions of mine. I do my best to stay tapped in because that's the only thing that I really have right now. Whatever that may be, okay? Because the flame that once was burning in this relationship, this situationship, or this marriage, right? It's just not sustaining me, and I'm having to find other things that keep me calm. Where I should be in a relationship, right? Where someone recognizes my strength, recognizes me as the leader, and respects me, right? I'm having to find other ways here of sparking myself, or giving myself passion, or even trying to be tranquil or have a moment's peace, okay? Spirit, what else? Yeah, someone is saying, I cannot be with someone that's so clingy. There's an energy here of someone that is very clingy. They have a humongous hold on someone, or you can have a hold on someone else, Gemini. Okay, but either way, someone here is coming through with clingy energy, as you see with this card here, Spirit of the Ivy here. Okay, or this could be something that has a hold on you to the point where you don't know how to either detach from it, to get relief from it, or to see what is the divine message or the purpose of the hold, right? Somebody's not seeing what they need to see here. Someone is only seeing that something is attaching itself to them and smothering them a bit, right? When I think about this card here, it's like poison ivy, you know. You touch poison ivy one place and then it's like popping up all over your body, right? So someone here may be in some sort of union to where they feel like, yeah, I connected with you, or, you know, I made you my husband, I made you my wife, what have you, or you could be my woman or be my man. But I feel like my whole independent nature, or the things that I want to do in my life, can't be done because you are stifling me or you are suffocating me, right? Someone is feeling like they're always in their head here because they're not being recognized in a relationship, and they feel like their spark is being put out and they're having to find other ways of calming themselves because of the clinginess or the hold that someone has on them. And yes, they're in their mind, right? Someone here has been praying a lot, right? This person has their head down. Someone has been praying for strength, okay? Someone here may be consulting their reverend or their priests, or trying to get some information on what they need to do, okay, or how they need to move forward. If this is a marriage, someone may be trying to figure out who can give them marriage counseling at this point, because how do we get past, you know, how possibly two people are feeling? It's not just one, you know, because one person feels like they have to cling on or they have to assert themselves at the other person, and the other person is just not feeling like they're being acknowledged at all, or that the things that they want or the things that they need to be sustained are not being given to them. Okay, so that unclear, that confused energy here, that shadiness that someone is feeling, that spirit of the fog where someone is not seeing things the way that they would like to, or the way that they normally would. What is it, Spirit? Spirit says that right now, based on this fog that you're in, you're not ascending at all. You're not making any progress in your life, because you're not able to see what it is that you need to see. This could be hindering someone's third eye as well. You're not tapping into your intuition, or you're second guessing your intuition. Someone here could be thinking that, yeah, that may be my intuition, but is it? You know, I'm second guessing if I'm even, you know, if my intuition is even working at this point. I don't know who to listen to. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm hearing. I don't know what I'm feeling. Spirit is saying that someone here is a bit stuck, okay? Someone here is in a little bit of turmoil. Let's continue and let's see why. Oh, okay. Spirit is saying that you should be looking at signs and synchronicities. Angel number 444 may be significant for someone here. Okay, someone may be saying, you know what, maybe a separation from this relationship, or a separation from, you know, the people, places, and things that have been hindering me is needed, so that I can get back to who I am, so that I can rise, so that I can lead once again, or feel respected in my skin, okay, feel like I have peace in my life. You know, I don't want to be at odds with the people that I'm at odds with. but I don't know what else to do here. Okay. You know, forgiveness is something that I'm having a hard time coming to, you know, like I'm not able to forgive because I feel like, you know, things keep happening over and over again. And even if I say, okay, I accept your apology, or I understand why something happened or went down a certain way that it did, you know, with it keep coming back again or keep repeating, it's really beating someone up. There's that vitality again, right? It's really beating someone's energy into the ground. It's really giving someone a hard way to go. And yes, I forgive you, right? But I'm having a hard time actually forgiving myself, because in the interim of me going through this, I'm forgetting who I am. I'm forgetting what gives me life or what sparks me, right? So someone here is in essence standing at a crossroads, trying to figure out what they want to do. If they want to stay in a situation, or if they want to walk away for their own sanity, for their own independence, or just trying to gain traction. Someone here also, you know, someone could be thinking that maybe they made a wrong choice in a union. Because when I see this separation card as well, someone may be questioning, you know, the choices that they've made to get to the point that they're in. Okay, that's the reason for the crossroads, right? Someone needs to forgive me because maybe I chose wrong when I chose this person, and now I'm going through all of these things and this is my fault, right? Maybe I wasn't paying attention due to the fog. Maybe I was in my head a lot and I just made a decision, but I'm no longer in denial about the situation. I'm no longer refusing to see the truth or accept the truth. I know now that I have been in a clouded state mentally, right? And we do have that spirit of the fog. Here's that fog. I've been in a clouded state. I've been unable to think clearly, unable to make the right decisions for myself, or I've had poor concentrations, or I've kept making decisions that were not for my highest good. I'm going to need to go into a bit of solitude. And the person that I'm with may not understand it. They may not understand why I need to go, and I need to be free, and I need to think, and I need to be alone at this time, right? And I know that I'm going to feel their energy via telepathy, and I can feel how they are thinking, or I'll already know due to the connection that I have with my person. But right now, I can't even think about that. I need to be free. I feel like someone here is saying, I'm sorry. I'm no longer in denial, right? I'm feeling very vulnerable. I'm feeling very used. I'm feeling very beat up, right? And I'm scared that, you know, maybe I have stifled my life, or I've chosen wrong, or I've done some things that are not working out for me, or that was not where I needed to be, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. But I know now that I need to continue to push through, and I need to do something. Push through the fear, do something, get it done. I need to open up, and I need to share what is on my mind as well. I'm not really good with that. The energy coming through here from whoever it is that's coming through this collective reading, they're always in their head with the spirit of the castle, right? They're always in their head, or they're holding things in and not allowing them out. Give me 2 more cards, Spirit. Divine masculine energy is coming through. I can't show this card because this person doesn't have a shirt on, but divine masculine energy is coming through. So whoever is in that masculine energy, whether it be a masculine or feminine, is coming through now. Someone is saying, you know, I have got to find some opportunities to make myself happy, or to pick up my happiness. I've got to figure out what it is that I need to do, because I'm miserable. Someone here is miserable, right? And someone here, bottom of the deck, is very self-critical, of themselves, okay? Someone is exaggerating things in their mind, making them bigger than what they are, and someone is extremely judgmental of their self and could be judgmental of others right now because of the way that they're being made to feel or with the situation, okay? So yeah, there's very unstable energy here where someone is fighting to be vulnerable and fighting, you know, for not existence, but fighting for direction. Thank you, Spirit. Someone is saying, I don't know if I'm going or coming. I don't know what it is that I should be doing. I don't know where I should be going, but I feel like I should be doing something instead of, you know, sitting where I'm at or feeling how I feel, because at this crossroads, it doesn't feel good to stand here and not know what I should do next. Okay? So someone is saying, yeah, I need to be vulnerable. I need to do what I got to do. I need to understand that I need to push through this fear and get something done. So let's see what this says here. Okay, Spirit said not this deck. But I'm just going to pull two and I'm going to put them down because they said not this deck yet. Okay, there's one. We'll come back to these two. And that's two. Okay, so we're going to come back to these and I'm just going to lay them right here so we can see where they are. And then we'll come back to those and see what they are as soon as Spirit gives me the deck that they want me to have. One moment. I'm being directed to a blind spot oracle deck. So Spirit could be thinking that you guys are not seeing something that you need to see. And let's see where these cards take us. One moment. And because I don't have this deck memorized, I'm going to need to read it. Read the message. But this is where I'm being led to. So let's see what it means. Or what comes out. Give me one card, Spirit. Just one. Make it plain. For Gemini. Thank you. Okay, it's a number 7. Okay, and in tarot, the number 7 is reflection, assessment, and knowledge. Okay, so there may be something that you guys are reflecting on, or you may be stuck in reflective mode. Let's see what it means. Okay, number 7. Okay, it says meaning. So it says, if you have drawn this sigil, you have assigned a meaning to the situation or an experience that is part of this situation. That is not the actual meaning of the experience or situation. It says people search for a way of interpreting the implication of every experience in their life. Seeking out the meaning of experiences is an advanced form of consciousness. But as we all know, all too well, there are pitfalls to advancement. The ability to derive meaning is both something that sets our species apart as an evolved and rapidly expanding facet of consciousness, as well as what causes us to self-destruct. The quality of our experience is flavored by one thing, and that is the meaning that we assign to the experience. It is critical to recognize that there is a difference between what actually happens and the meaning of what happens. We must see that meaning does not inherently exist in the world in and of itself. Therefore, meaning does not inherently exist in a situation. It is an interpretation, and it is best not to confuse interpretation with truth. If meaning does not inherently exist in an experience, we must and do assign it to the experience, and then we mistake the event and the meaning of the event for the same thing. You can destroy your whole life based on the meaning you assign to an event. For example, imagine that a 3-year-old girl asks her dad to play dolls, but he is on the phone. He yells at her to stop bugging him. This is a traumatic experience for her at 3 years old. She takes it personally. Now let's pretend the meaning she assigns to this event is, I am insignificant to my dad. That was not the meaning of the experience of the event for the father. The meaning for the father was, I'm busy right now. But the moment that little girl assigns the meaning to the event, it is as if a colored lens comes up over her eyes, and from that moment on, all things that happen between her and her father are filtered through that colored lens. The truth is now colored and distorted by the perception that the meaning creates. Every time something happens between the father and the daughter that causes her to feel bad, it will automatically strengthen that meaning she's perceiving her life through. The colored lens gets thicker and thicker until anything that doesn't reinforce it cannot pass through. This father could really love his daughter more than anything in his life and do all kinds of loving things, but it will now not matter because all his actions are now being filtered through the lens of the meaning she adopted at 3 years old. The father has no idea why she is so unhappy or angry with him as she grows up. The girl in this scenario is likely to grow up believing she is insignificant to men, just like she was to daddy, and will end up in relationships with emotionally unavailable men, wondering why her self-esteem is so low. Looking at this analogy of the colored lens, does this account for why two people perceive the same thing differently? So what Spirit is saying to me with this passage and this card is that a lot of the energy that someone here is experiencing, whether in a relationship, some sort of family dynamic or work dynamic, is that you're not seeing things the way that someone else is seeing them. This is causing you to have friction amongst you, right? This could be causing the separation. This could be causing someone to be at a crossroads because no matter what you do, you're not able to get someone to see your perception or your point of view, or they can feel like this about you, and it's causing you both, to like go to your separate corners per se. Okay, so let's continue. Is as if you have drawn this sigil, the painful meaning you assign to the situation or to an experience that is a part of the situation was never the actual meaning of the situation or experience. What you must consider is that you've been punishing people or avoiding them for a meaning that you yourself assigned to that experience with them. What you must consider is that much of the pain you are experiencing in this situation is not because of what you actually experience, but because of the meaning you've assigned to that experience. Ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Then question that meaning so that you can discern the difference between what is actually happening and what you think the meaning of the experience is. okay? So someone here, like I said, with this card here, you're stuck in your mind. And your mind may be playing tricks on you right now and causing you to feel things that are making you very vulnerable, to where you're feeling like, you know what? You know, this is not what I thought I would be doing at this point in my life. This is not where I thought I would be. This person is not really adding value or on the same page as me at this time. You know, we experience a lot of separation, right? You come together, you separate. You come together, you separate, is what I'm getting here, okay? And someone is saying, you know what, I can no longer continue to go forward and act like this is not happening, because it is. Now I'm looking for opportunities on how to fix this, or opportunities on how to appease myself, because I feel like I've went down this rabbit hole to where I'm stuck. Okay, I'm stuck in thinking patterns. You know, I feel like someone is always having to say they're sorry for something. Could be elevated conversations, could be arguments, etc. You know, someone is always having to, you know, be the bigger person. But I feel like in whatever this is that's going on, Gemini, someone is not feeling like they're being heard, and they're not feeling like they're being valued. And this is causing the problem. Okay, and someone could feel like their creditors went, okay, my goodness. All right. Someone could feel like, okay, now I know that this card says credit report. Okay, so someone could have took a hit financially with some sort of decision that was made in a relationship, situationship, etc. Okay, and someone is saying, you know, we have this big crack in our relationship dynamic. Don't know if it can be something that could be mended, right? That separation between us is here. You know, when someone is really trying to figure out if they want to break a contract or not, or if breaking a contract would be something that restores their life at this point. Wow. Someone is saying, you know, I don't know what I should be doing. Okay. It says working on credit, or working on some sort of financial decision. Someone could feel like there's a strain on their finances, or that there has been a strain on their finances ever since they've been with a person or in a situation. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying that now it's time for you to have judgment. You're going to have to make a decision when it comes to whatever this situation is. Okay? For some of you, you can have 3 people that are involved. For some of you, it could be a family situation. For some of you, you could be trying to make a decision between multiple people. But either way here, a decision is needing to be made. Some of the key words here are awakening, right? You could feel like you're going through one, and you could feel like you're being dragged through a dark night of the souls. Renewal. You could have sense that your life needs to be renewed in some way, or that you need to have some sort of new beginning. Some of you are, you know, not holding your composure like you normally would. You know, you may be losing it, going from 0 to 60 real quick here. Okay. For some of you, you may be homesick. Now, some of you may have moved, or some of you may have family you haven't seen in a while, or some of you may have friends that feel like home that you haven't seen or haven't been able to experience, right? You could be making snap judgments. You could be, like I said, going from 0 to 60 real quick, right? Apportioning blame, right? So some of you may be blaming the other person for certain things, or they could be blaming you, and you're tired, right? You're in a place of saying, you know, I've done all that I can. I've tried my best. I don't know what to do, right? There's a choice that needs to be made, okay? Because ultimately, Spirit is saying that your intuition is key. And right now, your intuition has been being ignored, Okay, either that or you guys are still in that spirit of fog to where you don't know if that's your intuition talking to you or not. But kindness and comfort is what someone is after. You know, you feel like you're very sensitive. You feel like you've been very introverted. You feel like, you know, you've been thinking a lot, very emotional. And Spirit is saying that you really, really need to focus on that energy now. Pisces could be significant, or someone may have that in their chart. But you need to really tap into your emotional side to really allow yourself to feel however you need to feel so that you can push past whatever is going on here, right? Because you've been feeling like you're stuck or you're restricted, Geminis. You're feeling like you can't move forward, or you feel like you are trapped in a corner to where your hands are tied and you can't do the things that you want, or you may be paralyzed because you have the fear of going forward because you don't know what'll happen or what it'll bring, right? You have that anxiety or that pressure as well. Some of you could be feeling like you're powerless because, you know, you go each day and you do everything that you can and you still look back and you're still standing at that crossroads. And you're just saying, please, God, please let something go in my favor, right? With this Wheel of Fortune card. Let something go in my favor, right? I'm riding this wave. That's my life. I'm doing all that I can, right? Can you please allow something to go in my favor, right? Is this a cycle that needs to end so that I can go forward to goodness, right? Is this my fate that I need to be at right now? Is this my moment in time, right? Do I need to take a gamble on something or to pick or choose something that I feel that I need when the people around me may not understand that? Does there need to be some sort of upheaval right now that'll catapult me to a different place in life, right? Someone is needing to ask these questions, okay? It may lead you to feel like you need to walk away from a situation or move on from some sort of thought pattern. Some of you feel like you've been abandoned emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. You feel like you're always needing to figure it out alone. And this is why you're in that vulnerable energy, right? What is it that you need to walk away from? What is it that you need to let go of? This could be a person, place, or could be a thought pattern, my loves. You guys may be doing things to escape, or you may feel like you need to escape. But Spirit is wanting you to really deal with what it is that is making you want to run, or making you want to go a certain place, or to find solitude amongst yourself. Analysis is needed. Looking deeper into why you feel the way you feel, and really making those tough choices and answering those tough questions is what needs to happen. And unfortunately, some of these things are going to cause disappointment as you look for truth, right? But until you guys do that, you're going to be sitting here in this hangman energy, feeling trapped and confined, feeling like you're limited, or feeling like you have no direction, okay? Spirit doesn't want you here. The Holy Spirit does not want you here. The Holy Spirit wants you to make the decisions that are for your highest good now. But only you can do this, Geminis. What is it that you need to release? What is it that you need to let go of? What is it that you need to sacrifice so that you can be back on track with a new perspective? And understanding that you needed to go through these lessons to get to the place where you needed to go, because ascension is where you're headed. Right? Spirit is wanting you to have or adopt a new perspective, a new viewpoint, right? It says it's time for a sacred pause. Stillness grants perspective, right? And the last card that I'm going to pull tonight for Gemini is the Death card. What needs to be released? I'll say it again. So that there can be a new beginning for someone here. Okay? There needs to be some sort of spiritual transformation, a new beginning, but first, things have got to be released. Things have got to end, or things need to be let go. And again, this may not be a person, my loves. This may be a thought pattern. This may be a way of life. This may be something that you consciously choose each day that you need to stop doing. Only you know what this is, okay? But you also know what's not working for you. The Scorpio energy, right? I'm willing to let go of past versions of myself. If you feel like this version of you could be the problem, okay, and it's not another person, you feel like it's you, your vulnerability, your needing for space or solitude, or you needing to have some newness in your life, acknowledge it. Stand in that truth, my loves. Okay? But still, some sort of transition needs to happen. Okay? You need to release, you need to cleanse, you need to purge. And if you find that you're the reason for the way that you feel, then you really need to dig deeper and find out why. Okay? You need to figure out what's going on within you so that you can get to a place of understanding, of calmness, of peace among yourself and others. Right? So, liberation through purging needs to happen. I'll say it again. Liberation through purging needs to happen. Okay? Because what comes after this will be like a tower moment, right? So God source, the universe, is giving you a chance, Geminis, to make a conscious decision for yourself. And what happens when we don't make the decisions that we need to make? The universe comes in and makes those decisions for us. And that is something that we do not want to happen. I know that I don't, okay? A lot of times, the tower energy may sting, especially in this type of energy. But there are times when the tower comes for good reasons, but I don't feel that good energy for a possible tower. And I know it's not here on the deck, but I do feel it with this card, okay? So I have to say that I do feel the tower card energy, even though I don't see it. All right? So investigating, digging deep, and trying to figure out what it is that you're actually feeling and why, Gemini, is what will be able to catapult you to moving forward in your life. And this is where Holy Spirit wants you to be. All right? So this is what I have for you guys. I send you the utmost love and light. If anyone needs a personal reading, you know how to reach me. Information's in the description. I know you guys got this, Geminis. Okay? You got it. You can do this. Take care.